It was just like a regular boy-girl scene.
Okay, regular boy-girl scene.
Yeah.
So you go shoot the scene. No post-scene shower. No. Get back in the car. You drive, you put on the graduation cap, and you are receiving your diploma.
Yeah, I think I kept the same outfit on that I wore in the scene.
Welcome to the Adult Time Podcast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Adult Time Podcast. My name is Bree Mills, and I am here with, I dare say, one of, I would say, the fastest rising starlets in the business right now.
You.
That's my introduction. Rissa May, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So this is our first time meeting.
Yeah.
How do you feel about just getting to spend the next hour cold chatting with me for the first time?
I was a little nervous about it, I was looking over the questions. I'm like, all right, let me make sure, because sometimes it's hard for me to come up with stuff spontaneously,
Well,
then later I'll think about it. I'm like, dang it, I should have said this.
We'll do a follow-up interview.
Yeah.
So we'll do this first interview, and then you'll come back and be like, that was the thing I should have said. No, but I have seriously been seeing your name popping up everywhere. It seems like the last 3-4 months, people keep coming up, and they're like, have you worked with Rissa yet? And I know you've shot for some of our different lines and stuff, but I was like, I have to. I'm going to put her on the podcast first. So thank you so much for coming.
Of course, thank you.
We're going to start today. We always start each episode with a little game, but today's game is easy.
Okay.
Because I want to get to know you, and all of us want to get to know you better. So this is like an Ask Me Anything with Rissa.
Ask me anything.
Let's start with, whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah,
there you go. Very nice.
Little small town in Michigan.
Small town in Michigan.
Yeah.
All right. And what's your go-to comfort food?
Honestly, pizza, pasta, just
like Italian carbs.
Or even just like Wendy's, fat, anything, unhealthy.
Wendy's, I don't know if it's an East Coast thing, but I find that Wendy's has it felt like it went away as a fast food chain for a while, but now it's making a comeback.
Yeah, I always loved it. Yeah,
it was the one fast food chain that my parents would take us to growing up. Yeah, we never went to McDonald's or anything. So I have a soft spot.
Better than McDonald's.
Yeah,
I would say.
There you go. All right, shout out to Wendy's. So tell me, what are some of your favorite hobbies?
I love to rave. I've been getting into raving this year. I love going on walks and just being outside, shopping, of course. Those are some of my favorite things.
Do you miss the seasons from the East Coast when you're out here on the West Coast?
Honestly, not really. I feel like that was my favorite thing about moving out here is just how warm it is all the time. I hate the snow. But it is beautiful out in Michigan, I will say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I grew up just across the border in Ontario in Canada. Yeah. And so I feel very much the same way. I love the nature because there's lots of nature and similar geographies out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But the West Coast and the weather. Although not this week. This week has been raining like crazy.
I know, right now, yeah. But usually, it's great. I love it out here.
So how long have you been living in LA?
Roughly 2 years now. Pretty much when I started in the industry, I just moved out here. Yeah.
So you've been in the industry for 2 years?
I would say 2.5 years.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into your whole career. But again, for some reason, these last few months, it's just something started really popping off about you. So hey, that's great.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
so you've been doing some interesting projects, shooting a lot. What's your favorite way to unwind after a long day?
Honestly, I love to just girl rot, just go in my bed and do absolutely nothing besides doom scrolling or binge watching TV. Yeah. Or eating my favorit foods, especially after a long day of shooting
And what did you call it? You called it girl rot?
Girl rotting.
Okay.
Yeah. It just means
what is girl rotting?
It just basically means to lay in your bed and do absolutely nothing for hours.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and she refers to rotting.
Yeah.
But I had never heard the girl rotting variation.
Yeah. Same thing.
So what's one place that you're dying to visit?
I've literally never been out of the country yet.
Okay, so where would be the first place you would go?
I think I would probably somewhere in Europe, Spain, Greece would be cool. like anywhere in Europe. Like I feel like there's a lot of cool spots in Europe. I also really want to go to like Australia. I feel like that would be awesome. Japan. There's a lot of places I want to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even have like a passport. I have to get a passport.
Right. But when you do, somewhere in Europe, followed by Australia and Japan.
Yeah, for sure.
What's a skill that you wish you had?
Sometimes I wish I was like more outgoing. I know I like, my job seems like maybe I'm like super outgoing and stuff, but I'm really not. I'm kind of like shy.
How do you like, and I know we're going to talk definitely about like the origin of your career and everything, but I find often a lot of people in our business are in that same circumstance where they're very, it's almost like an escape to be performing.
Yeah, like it's like I feel like it's been helpful to be in this industry to kind of like get me out of my comfort zone a little bit,
Yeah.
But yeah, I still struggle a little bit.
I do too. It's being an introvert when you need to be an expressive introvert. Right?
Yeah.
So, what's a book, show, or movie that you would recommend to everyone?
Well, right now I've been watching Breaking Bad. Honestly, I feel like it's the best show I've ever watched. Another great movie is Black Swan. I don't know if you watched that. Yeah, it's
many
so
people's
good.
lesbian sexual awakening. Black Swan.
Yeah, it's so like it's just a crazy movie.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's Darren Aronofsky, who's a great filmmaker. He's made some other really interesting films.
Yeah.
All right, so last question in our AMA, last random question for you. What's the worst date that you've ever been on?
I actually haven't really been on like too many dates.
Yeah.
Usually when I've been with a guy, like sometimes we'll go to dinner, I guess, but usually I've never had like a first date or anything. Usually I'm with the guy first and then we'll go somewhere.
So you're not big on the apps?
No, I don't use Tinder. I think I used it for a second when I turned 18.
Yeah.
And I guess this wouldn't really be a date, but the worst experience I had was just going to this guy's house and it was just gross.
Yeah.
And, had weird roommates and stuff.
Yep. Dirty house, weird roommates. Yeah, not the vibe. So we've teased at this a little bit, but I really would love to hear about your kind of journey into the industry.
Yeah.
So give us the 411. Tell us how you became Rissa May.
Yeah, so I was actually still in high school when I got into porn, and I had no intention of doing porn at all. I thought maybe about OnlyFans or something. So I posted some anonymous nudes on Twitter. I'm maybe I'll try to grow a little page without posting my face and make an OnlyFans and do that. And then I just found this agency and I had no idea. I was wow, you can submit you can send a submission to be into porn. I sent it and I was this isn't gonna go anywhere. I'm I just wanna see.
Yeah.
And then just went from there. And at the same day I got a call back from the agency and they were come out here. That was kind of how it started.
Did you find kind of before you sent your resume, so to speak, off to an agency, were you somebody who kind of liked the sort of exhibitionist element? I mean, you mentioned posting anonymous nudes. Were you someone who had experimented a lot with your sexuality, or was this more kind of the turn on the fact that you could kind of anonymously post it while still being kind of shy and reserved in real life?
Yeah, I guess so. Posting those nudes, I guess it was more because I didn't want my family to find out.
Right.
And now my family knows and they're supportive of me. But doing the anonymous, I was just well, maybe I can, do OnlyFans without having to show my face.
Yeah.
And my family won't find out and stuff. But I would definitely say it was also a bit of a turn on, just random people seeing my stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess OnlyFans was, by that point, if we're thinking a couple of years ago, pretty mainstream at that point. Lots of people know about
popular,
it. Yeah. And so as somebody, because I'm an old woman, so as somebody who like you said, you were sort of 18 but still in high school.
Yeah.
How commercial or how mainstream has OnlyFans become as something that like, you know, still at, you know, like an adult age, but a young adult age, you're thinking like, oh, I should do that. Almost like I should join that. It's like a platform to join, right? Like, is it kind of culturally, is it something that just like everybody talks about all the time? It's sort of normalized?
Yeah, I feel like it is very normalized, you know, like I feel like a lot of girls like who turn 18, they're like, yeah, let me like start an OnlyFans, you know? It's definitely very like popular and I mean, still very like frowned upon, I guess, by a lot of people, you know. But yeah, it's definitely very, very popular now.
Yeah. And how did you you mentioned that you'd sort of discovered that there were porn agencies and you didn't know that before. Had you watched a lot of porn before?
Yeah, so I used to like probably be like addicted to porn low key, but like I had no idea that there was like agencies behind it. But yeah, I loved porn.
Yeah. So what was sort of your favorite stuff to watch?
Well, Hook Up Hot Shot, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, I think it's pretty, a lot of people know that was like my favorite website before I got into porn. I also liked Kink. And then like other than that, I didn't really watch a whole lot of like mainstream stuff. I feel like I watched a lot of like amateur, like random people who didn't really have like a platform, you know, or anything.
Stuff that just felt more real or more authentic.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked with Brian Gosling?
I did, a few times. That was kind of like when I got into porn, I was like, I have to work with Brian.
That was like your bucket list.
Yeah, and it happened almost, you know, instantly. It was great, you know. Brian's a great guy.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. So when you kind of like, what was the search that led you to discover an agent? So how did you end up coming upon like that side of the business, which most people that watch porn like just never even know how it works.
Right. Yeah. I honestly don't like remember. I feel like it just came up as a recommended thing on my like Twitter that I had made for porn, and like I started like maybe like following some people in porn, and it just like got recommended to me, and so I just was like checking it out, you know. And
here you are. Yeah. So what was your first, tell me about like your first pro shoot. What was the experience like?
I went to Arizona. It was like backroom casting couch. It was very nerve-wracking. I was like so scared low-key because like at that point, I mean, I was pretty sure everything was legit, but also I had no like real way of knowing until I got there, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, everything turned out okay, and, you know, but yeah, it was a fun day. But yeah, definitely very nerve-wracking.
So now, you know, several years later, you obviously like have established yourself in the industry. You've learned like about, you know, professionalism in the industry and ethics in the industry. Like, what advice would you give to somebody like you were when you started about like making that first trip? Because it is, you are kind of oftentimes going into an unknown area without a lot of like support or a lot of even like education beforehand on what to expect. Like, so what advice would you give for like new performers today getting into the business?
I feel like just like, you know, making sure you're not doing anything you don't want to do, you know? I feel like when I, like my first scene, like I kind of felt like, oh, I got to do it all, you know? Like I want to make a good impression, you know? And so I guess, I would just tell like, you know, new performers, you know, do whatever you're comfortable with. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Not that they like try to force you into it, you know, but I just felt like, oh, like,
no, but
I needed to go crazy.
Yeah, and there's that feeling too that, you know, oh, it's my first gig and like how I do is going to determine whether I get booked again. And there's not a lot of, you know, thankfully more and more companies have proper consent protocols and stuff in place, but not everyone does.
Right.
So I think one of the things that we're a part of at Adult Time is a kind of cross-studio association called the Adult Studio Alliance, where a bunch of the larger companies have got together to just publicize our standards so that everybody can have access to them, so everybody knows, oh, when you get on set, like there should be food and water and supplies in the bathroom and not a creepy person telling you for $50 more they'll do this, you know, like all of these things, right? So like I think just providing outlets for that education is important, and then hopefully agents can use that information to also educate new people coming in.
No, for sure. Yeah, because I feel like when you come in like a lot of times you don't have like people telling you this stuff, you know, you kind of just have to find it out on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've heard from every other girl the horror story of when you're first handed a douche and you're like, I don't even know what this is, or do I use the liquid inside?
Like,
or
what's happening?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so definitely.
I think I even heard somebody say that like a girl drank it one time. I swear.
There's the urban legends. Yeah. You also hear all the urban legends about people that use sponges and then forget about the sponges or can't get them out. So, there's all kinds of stories. But education, folks.
Yeah.
But is it true that you shot that scene or one of your early scenes right before your high school graduation?
Yeah, it's true. I don't know why I did it. Like, I think so. My agent, I didn't want to tell my agent that I was still in high school because I was like nervous that he was gonna be like, no, like you can't. Which maybe he would have. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I told him I was graduated, and so he was trying to book me like the day of my graduation, and I was like, I didn't want to tell him like, oh, I have my graduation is that day. So I was like, maybe I can just make it work.
Yeah.
And I, you know, had to drive 2 hours for it, and then like literally like almost missed my graduation. Like I had to book it home. And yeah, I didn't even think I had time to shower. Like I just went to my graduation.
So hold on, let's just break this down. So what kind of scene was it that you shot?
It was just like a regular boy-girl scene.
Okay, regular boy-girl scene. Yeah. So you go shoot the scene. No post-scene shower. No. You get back in the car, you drive, you put on the graduation cap, and you're receiving your diploma.
Yeah, I think I kept the same outfit on that I wore in the scene. Like
Now, if that is a moment that doesn't go viral, I don't know.
I know, I'm
right?
like.
So, and what were you thinking as you walked across the stage to receive your diploma that night? What was going through your head?
I guess I was just like, kind of like, you know, that was my second scene the day of my graduation, and I guess I was just like excited. I'm like, wow, like this is like a whole new journey I'm about to go on.
I mean, it sounds like a porn scenario.
Yeah, like get out of Michigan.
There you go.
Go travel.
There you go. And so how long after that graduation did you move to LA?
It was like maybe like a week or two later.
Okay.
Yeah, like pretty quickly.
Yeah. Okay. And according to my team, within the first 5 months of your career, you'd already racked up almost 100 scenes.
Yeah.
So you were busy.
I shot a lot.
Okay.
I was.
So how how that must have been? I mean, one kind of obviously like exciting and like cool that you're getting all these opportunities, but that must have also been like physically very demanding and like pretty different from regular civilian life, right?
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, like at first it was just like, oh my gosh, yes, this is exciting. I'm making all this money, and but yeah, over time, like I definitely started to get to a point where I was just like, I can't do this. Like this is too much, and I guess I guess when I first got in, I like thought like, oh, your agent is your boss, and like you just take the bookings that you get, know, and like versus now, like I'm like I'll do what I want to do, I'm gonna give myself time. Between shoots.
Let's use this as another educational moment,
that's
Rissa.
Let's
tell new performers
tip for
what
new
to do.
Performers. Yeah, definitely.
Your agent is not your boss.
Pace yourself.
You don't work for them.
Exactly.
They work for you as your representative. They help you book scenes. But you should, and so in that time period, like just even between like travel and testing, like people always assume, oh, you just show up on set and have sex and then leave. But there's like all the behind the scenes of like taking, care of yourself and like again the commuting and the physical demand.
Yeah, no, I feel like I was like in a different state like every day.
And so when you kind of hit that like burnout moment, what from those first few months of like really grinding, what did you realize were there any points that you realized like, oh, I really love doing this kind of stuff, but I don't want to do this kind of stuff anymore? Like, did you kind of develop a bit of that sense of what you were interested in versus what you weren't interested in, like your boundaries, so to speak?
Like certain companies that I guess I view maybe more worth it than others.
Yeah.
I'm like, at this point I try to do like the shoots that I feel like are gonna like benefit me.
Yeah.
I don't know. But also like I feel like I'm like mostly open to doing most types of scenes.
Yeah.
I like boy girl, I like anal.
Yeah.
I like girl girl.
Yeah. Had you done a lot of that kind of experimentation in your private life before you shot it on film?
I had like never really done anything with a girl before porn besides like kissing, you know? So yeah, like my first girl experience was kind of like in porn. I had done anal before porn and liked it. So yeah, I kind of did anal like right away when I got into porn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the only like new experiences I kind of had in porn was like maybe like the pee stuff. Yeah, I guess just getting more rougher, like having more rougher sex.
Yeah, because you'd watch a bunch of like kink stuff and that kind of content, but not necessarily done a lot of that within your life. Yeah. And having been a fan of that kind of porn, is that a kind of porn that now you also enjoy filming, or did you realize like, oh, maybe I'm a fan of it, but it's not necessarily like as a performer my thing?
No, I think I'm like actually doing it is also really fun too.
Yeah.
Like I like watching it and doing it. I haven't shot for kink yet, but
shout out to our friends at Kink.
I got booked for them.
There you go.
Next month.
Hey,
thank God.
There you go.
It's definitely been on my bucket list for sure. But yeah, no, I still enjoy all this stuff that I would watch.
Yeah, very good. So I read here that you ended up taking a few months off at one point.
Yeah.
Was that kind of after the intense first period?
Yeah, it was. And also I just, I had like a little boo thing. I had a boyfriend.
Yeah, there you go.
So I kind of left for a second. But now, I came back.
You came back. That's something that doesn't get discussed a lot, but it
happens a lot.
Well, but it's also like it's a challenge, right? Like, having personal relationships, and then in the kind of work that we do, a lot of people like don't understand kind of the difference between like sex as performance and as sex work versus intimacy, and so
and it wasn't even like my boyfriend didn't like make me stop. Like I'm just so like, I guess I was kind of new to it too. I view it a little bit different now, but like I'm very monogamous, I guess. So I was just like, oh, well, I just want to be with you.
Yeah, no, listen, I totally get
But now I think I'm like growing a little bit to where I'm like, okay, this is just work. Like, I'm going to come home to you. Yeah. I don't have a boyfriend now. But
but for the next one.
Yeah.
For the next one, yeah. But no, I totally get that, right?
Yeah.
Like it's, especially if, you're someone who your entire like association with sex and intimacy is with like a relationship or like being, having feels for somebody. Like, it's kind of hard to turn that off as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So you had the months off with the boyfriend, came back. How did you find taking that time off also kind of changed your perspective of like what you wanted to do with your career when you came back?
I kind of guess it's like what I said earlier. Like I just like, I'm more like picky and choosy now what I do, like I'm like, I don't have to do everything. Yeah. And I guess too, I'm also like a lot more getting into like my own content. Of course I still do like my studio work, but I try to do my own content and make money through that too, so I don't just have to rely on studio stuff, But I feel like that's kind of like how I was trying to change, like coming back in. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start doing things my way.
It's a smart move.
Yeah.
Do you like making your own content?
I do, yeah. I feel like I get to be like, because I get to be creative with it, do whatever I want with it, it's fun.
It's the best way too, because like when you're running your own business, like an OnlyFans, like you have to be the star and the director and the producer and the marketer.
I know, like I'm in my room, like trying to set up the lighting.
Yeah, exactly. You suddenly look at set differently. You're like watching all the crew members, but for the marketing stuff, so much of being an OnlyFans performer is the marketing element, right?
Yeah.
All the social media. Is that something that comes naturally to you, or is that something that is like also a bit of a grind?
I struggle a little bit with the social media stuff. I know like a big thing everybody's been pushing right now is make reels.
Yeah.
I I'm so bad at that.
Yeah, you saw all the TikToks and stuff we were doing earlier.
I'm like, it's like not even that I struggle to do it. It's just like the motivation. I'm like, I don't want to sit here and make TikToks, you know? But yeah, so I need to get better with that. I mean, in general, I'm pretty good with like posting relatively often, you know, and promoting my OF. But yeah.
What's your favorite kind of scene to shoot for your OF? Like you said, you get to be the creative one. So like, what's an example of like your dream scene that you like to make?
Well, I did like a boy-girl scene not that long ago where like I had the guy like tie me up and just kind of, you know, like getting to do the tying up stuff, the more rougher content. Because, you know, sometimes companies like, they're like, no choking, no slapping, none of that. I'm like, so like with my content,
you're like choking,
as long as the guy's
slapping.
comfortable with it, I'm like, you know, bring it here.
What's like when you're organizing a collab scene, like how do you approach that day? Walk me through like a typical day if you're shooting content for yourself.
Like a collab?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, get up and shower, do my makeup, my hair, make sure I have all my wardrobe and stuff. And yeah, usually like the guy I feel like covers the location most times. Yeah. So I'll just show up to the location. Yeah. And
do you guys talk in advance about like the kind of scene or the idea, or is it just kind of what you guys work out?
I feel like usually like once we get there, like we'll kind of figure out like what we want to do. You know, a lot of times like for my content, I'll just do like kind of like gonzo. I don't really do like a script or anything. I do so much of that in mainstream. I'm like, you know, it's
a nice
break. To get away from that. I'm like, I don't want to be a stepsister today.
Yes. Even if it's lucrative to be a stepsister.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, it's not like I hate being a stepsister.
No, but
you know, it's nice
there's
to switch it up.
many days of being a stepsister. I get it, for sure. Do you typically like work on kind of how you're going to release something together? Do you guys talk about release dates, or is that more just you got the content, everybody does their own thing?
It's really like different. Everybody's different, you know, like some people they're like, hey, like we should release it the same day, you know, and the other people, like other guys, they're like, here's the content, release it whenever, you know. But yeah, I've had certain people, like I did a collab with like Angela White. She's, you know, I think her thing is kind of like, let's all release it on the same day. Yeah. Or like Dread does that as well. Yeah. But yeah, so everybody's kind of different. You know, me personally, I'm like, I don't really care if somebody releases the content before I do, you know, but.
So you, what was it like working with Angela White? Like as a big porn fan, that probably was a bucket list item.
Oh yeah, she was great. Yeah. Like, and like, not even is she like super hot, she's just like a great person. Like she's so nice and humble. And yeah, so it was really awesome getting to meet her and work with her. And
so did she hit you up for the collab?
Yeah, she did, which I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And so it's talking to me.
And tell me about like, what was that day like? Because, you know, I've worked with Angela, you know, a lot in the past, and she is one of the most like organized, professional, like savvy businesswomen, like, and also super creative and talented.
Yeah. I feel like I was like, super nervous, obviously, before going, but yeah, she's super nice, and like she was very good at like, she was like, let's, you know, coordinate outfits. What do you think about these? You know, and like the male talent like figured out the location and stuff. But yeah, she's great. Yeah.
What was if you could think of one moment of that day? Did you have like one kind of like starstruck moment that day, or one moment where you're like, I can't believe like this is my life?
Yeah, I mean like. Just when like she like, cause I got there like right before her, and then she like walked in and like, you know, just seeing
and
her,
she's so
I was
tiny.
like, she really is. Yeah. Like you're not. I didn't expect that either.
Yeah. You expect her to be kind of larger than life just because she's such a big personality, but very tiny.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And then have you done a collab with Dread as well?
I did.
Yeah, so he's another like huge, no pun intended, huge star. Yeah,
and he's also super sweet. Yeah, you know, both of them. I'm like, yeah, he was also great. You know, he definitely has a lot to work with. You know, but he's very gentle.
So that I have heard. So you know, we talked about, you know, the fact that you were a big porn fan and that you've talked in the past about how like you really became obsessed with sex in part after watching porn. So how do you think that watching porn as somebody who like watched porn in a way to kind of like not educate themselves, but like kind of like educate yourself about porn, how does it change the way that you like view sex? And now that you became a performer, do you feel like it lives up to like when you were just a porn fan? Like
actually like shooting porn?
Yeah.
Some days yes, and then some days like getting to work with like Brian for Hookup Hot Shot. I was like, oh my gosh, this is just like what I was imagining it would be like, And then other days, it's like, I guess like, there's a lot of performing that goes into it. So it's not always like what you watch, Actually doing it, I'm like, wait.
It's not quite as
These
sexy.
girls reacting.
Yeah. It's a lot of pausing for airplanes.
There's a lot of cuts and so, but it's definitely a lot different than you would expect, I feel like.
And do you still watch a lot of porn now?
Not really. No. Like I kind of stopped watching porn after, I started doing it. I just like to I still masturbate like super frequently, but I more like fantasize in my head now, I guess, about like stuff that's already happened to me.
Yeah. So you kind of relive past like
because I've already got like all those crazy experiences that I was going after now. So I'm like, now I can just like imagine it.
Is there a particular one that comes like that you would divulge? Is there a particular go-to fantasy in your spank bank that
my favorite thing ever is just being like throat like I don't know if I could say
we'll beep it out if we need to.
Yeah, so I just love like deep throating, like gagging and stuff.
Was there a particular like when did you realize you were into that?
Like into all of that stuff? I guess just like growing up, watching porn and stuff. At first I feel like the porn I watched was like more tame, and then slowly like I just like would like find these videos. I'm like, what the heck is happening here?
Yeah.
And at first I'd like feel like guilty for watching it, but then I'm like, hey, this is kind of hot. So it's been a long time since I've kind of like figured out that I was into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I guess just like doing it in real life just like solidified that, like.
I don't shoot a ton of content that goes too far down that rabbit hole, but like, what are some of the things that you've learned over time in relation to like filming that kind of content and like also making sure that everybody is like comfortable and safe in terms of like consent? Because a lot of people watch that content and be very much like, oh, it must be somebody who's, not enjoying it, when in fact, as you have evidence, like a lot of people really do enjoy that.
Yeah.
And so how do you like, I guess going back to like advice for performers, especially those doing harder stuff, like what do you like to do to check in for those scenes in terms of like consent and just making sure like it's like a fun and safe experience?
Yeah, I feel like just like going over like what you're into and stuff, and like even like during the scene, like you can stop at any time, even if you're like I want to do this, and then you do it and you're like, okay, actually I don't want to do this anymore. Like, hey, let's stop, and like even like making sure the guy's comfortable with everything that I want to do, because like even though it's them doing it to me, I'm like, hey, like if you don't want to do this, you don't have to do anything you don't want to,
Well, and that's a really good point. I remember when we started implementing consent practices formally on sets, there was like a period of time where a lot of the male performers felt kind of like almost uncomfortable being part of it. It's like, oh, no, well, whatever she wants, like, I'm good. It's like, no, we need to make sure, like, what you want, too, right? Yeah, so it's been nice to see, like, now, like, everybody is very used to having those consent conversations, but there was a period of time, for sure, where I think it almost felt embarrassing for a guy to, like, express his and, like,
even
needs.
if they don't have anything they don't want, like, tell me what you do want.
Exactly. My favorite is the yes list.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is on your yes list? Like, what's your top... Let's say for a boy-girl scene, any kind of scene, what would be like the top 5 things on your yes list?
Just like choking, love choking, hair pulling, any type of like slapping, spanking, you know. I haven't really done a whole lot of this, but yeah, like Bondage, you know. And yeah, I like to eat ass too.
Yeah, there you go. Look, okay, that's a good solid top 5. You just gave me many directions for your pure taboo scene that we could go in. I will come back with something juicy for you in 2026. We talked about the graduation and how that is literally like a porn scene come to life.
It was kind of crazy.
And it seems like you've had a few of those in your life where you've had like these real life experiences that seem like they could be porn scenes, right? So for example, you've mentioned in the past that you were having sex in the back of a moving van while your boyfriend's sister was driving the moving van.
Yeah.
What spawned that spontaneous moment?
It was just so random. Like the van, like it didn't really have like, I don't know why, but it didn't really have like seats. There was like one row, and then I think they took out like the middle row. So we were just kind of like sitting on the ground. And then like I had a dress on or something.
Script writes itself, Rissa.
He just, you know, he just started pulling my dress up, and
it was a highway, so it was a nice,
I was like, "What
road.
Are you doing? Like your sister's in here driving."
Look, you can please, audience, translate this into a script, submit it. We'll have Rissa sign it. It'll involve choking and ass eating.
Yes,
in the back of the van. Okay,
that.
So now we're gonna get to our middle segment of the podcast. Okay, so this one, I feel like we may have already covered some of these things, but we're gonna see if there's anything we missed. So we're gonna play a game called Porn Bucket List.
Oh my God, what's next?
Okay, so this is presented by Spank Bang. The Amazing Tube site has sponsored this. So when you joined the industry, was there anything, I mean, besides Hookup Hotshot, that you immediately wanted to cross off your bucket list? Like, what were your top like wants when you jumped into the business?
Well, I think I said kink already.
Kink, yeah, which is happening finally next month.
Gosh, who else? I mean, like browsers, you know. I didn't get to that like immediately, but I was like, thought it was so cool when I got booked for browsers for the first time. I guess one thing that I still want to do that I haven't done is like Owen Gray and Small Hands.
Yeah, two very handsome fellas.
Yeah, I used to watch them a lot.
yeah. So Aaron and Owen.
Yes.
Rissa May is waiting for that dream to come true.
Please.
But it's cool that like a lot of your kind of bucket list items were like brands that you liked.
Yeah.
As a brand, I respect that.
Yeah.
You know, like so that's cool that, you know, kind of you saw the, you know, the when it was mainstream stuff, it was very much like these brands that represented stuff that you liked and like being able to work with them. Yeah. And did for, you know, your experience, you know, you mentioned with Hookup Shot that was very good. Was your experience with browsers kind of everything you had imagined it would be based on like all the clout of browsers?
I mean, it was really fun, you know. There was like so many people on set, and I was like, wow, you know, and it was fun getting to do like the, you know, the
browser's face,
big O face, like and just kind of like be like exaggerated, you know, because I feel like certain scenes don't really like that. They're like, be like, you know.
Yeah.
More like
like any of our scenes where it's like be hyper realistic.
Right. Yeah. But it was really cool getting to work with them. Yeah.
And do you have like in terms of like sex acts and stuff like that, do you have interest in doing some of those crazy group scenes like the DPs, the gangbangs, the blow bangs, the etc. bangs? It is presented by Spank Bang, so we should name all the bangs.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to get there one day. You know, I haven't done any of that stuff yet, but it's definitely on my list of things to do in the future. I just want to like kind of like take it slow, I guess, you know, not do too much all at once.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually just did like my first like boy girl scene. So now I'm like wanting to start doing more of those, and then, you know, pretty soon we'll get to. I think the next thing I would probably do is like a blow bang. Yeah. And then maybe like DP, gang, you know,
all that stuff. Yeah, but it's good to not. Sure. Yeah, the pace it gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to like just like do everything right away. Yeah. But yeah.
Now, you once said your dream scene is basically like a home invasion plot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Would this be the potential setup for a blow bang, or okay, walk me through the scene. Pitch the scene to me. We probably won't be able to film it. I feel like I've pitch it to me.
Watched scenes like this before, but yeah, I mean, like I love like CNC, you know.
Yep.
So I guess like the ideal like thing would just be like me sleeping, and then like I guess it could be like a gangbang type thing where it just
could be like a group of
of men like just come in, wake me up, just rip me out of bed, and just start doing whatever they want to me.
There basically. You go. There you go. This is a scene we can't film for a variety of reasons, including sleeping, home invasion, and the consensual non-consent. But CNC, no kink shaming. CNC is a very popular.
It is
very popular, and it is very consensual.
I think as long as it's done in the right way.
Exactly.
It's, you know.
Exactly. Well, and I think that's one of the things that gets misconstrued is because it's consensual non-consent. There's the focus on the non-consent.
Right.
But the fantasy is really all set up.
Yeah. I mean, it's very consensual.
It's very consensual. Yes. Okay. But okay, so that sounds like it would be like definitely it could go in various directions.
Yeah.
Who would be in your scene? Maybe Owen Gray and Small Hands would be part of that.
Those would be two great ones. I mean, like Manuel Ferreira is great. Alex Mack is really good. I feel like Tommy Pistol, he does like a lot of he's done a lot of stuff like that, right?
He's very versatile, Tommy.
Yeah. So those people, I'm sure there's a lot more. It's hard to like think off the top of my head.
What are some of your favorite, like when you think of all the scenes that you've done, what are some of your favorite studio scenes that you have shot?
A lot of my stuff for like Vixen, I really love, you know, I like the like getting to be like glam and just really like hot, and you know, I love that. I love like my Evil Angel stuff because I just love Gonzo.
Yeah.
Just getting to go crazy.
That definitely sounds like your vibe.
Yeah. You know, Adult Time is great too. I love the stuff that I've done for them.
There you go. You did a pretty like good Pure Taboo for us recently.
Yeah, that was really fun actually. I loved getting to like just like the Taboo scripts that it's not just like doesn't just follow the like simple step system.
Yeah, it definitely goes.
Like it was fun.
It goes down a dark path.
Do something a little different.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Who was your director for that one? Was it Ricky or was it Michael and Susie?
Seth
was that one. Oh yes, that's right. I remember that day. And it was. Who were your co-stars? Was that the one with?
It was with Charles Dara, Axel Hayes, and Reagan Fox.
Nice. Yeah, that one actually I think is literally just dropping on the platform.
Yeah. It was so fun, and like I got to get like strapped in the ass by Reagan.
And Reagan's
that was like
a
my
legend.
first.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. You know what? I'm glad that you get strapped for the first time. By Reagan Fox.
Yeah,
that's a bucket list item right there. Yeah.
I think she was saying like she was like nervous and like she did great.
Oh yeah, she's so sweet too. Like so like you wouldn't like knowing her off camera and then to see her turn that on camera, you're like, I did not expect that.
She's a great actor.
Yeah,
too.
No, she's we work a lot with Reagan. Is there anybody else that you've kind of met so far in your career that either in the production side or on the talent side that like you would say you like have really learned a lot from, or you look up to, or like you really like think is super cool?
I mean, there's so many people. I feel like, you know, shout out like two of my best friends, Penelope Woods and Raven Lane.
There you go, shout out.
I've learned a lot with them, and they're just like very good like support for me, I guess, you know. Gosh, who else? I love Jim Powers.
Yeah, shout out to Jim. He's one of our regular directors as well.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, very funny guy.
Yeah. I just love like going to set and having fun and laughing, you know. I feel like I've learned a lot from everybody I've met, you know, like a lot of the girls I meet, I learn new stuff all the time, you know. It's hard to think of like specific people.
Yeah, but you gave some good shout outs for sure.
Yeah.
So we're at the time of filming this, we're almost at the end of the year. Okay, so looking ahead to 2026. What if anything is on your like roadmap for 2026? Any kind of key things you want to try to do? Or you like where's Rissa May in 2026?
Like I said, kind of just like, what I've been doing. I definitely want to get more into like my own content. Like I have been doing it, but I'm not like maybe like as consistent as I should be. So I just want to like keep working towards that. Keep working with good companies because I feel like right now I've been getting, booked with a lot of good companies, Adult Time and Vixen, those type of companies.
Yeah.
And so it's been good right now. So I'm hoping, that continues. And yeah. And yeah, like I said, maybe like my first blow bang next year.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, there's
I definitely want to do like a first next year of some sort.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know that, like I said, because your name just keeps coming up, I have a real feeling you'll continue to get that track record of getting booked by a bunch of the big companies for the same thing.
I hope so.
And one of us can bid on your first blow bang. There you go. Okay, so we're going to end today with our final game segment that we call Rapid Fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the clickbait questions.
Yeah.
This is for the girl rotting. Rissa May, what is your biggest sexual green flag?
Well, I love being like talked to, like talk in my ear, whisper things to me. I like hearing men moan. Yeah, that type of stuff for sure.
Men moaning.
Yeah.
Not my top.
Don't be
my
silent. Don't be silent. I want to hear you.
Yeah. What did you spend your first big porn paycheck on, if anything?
The first thing I spent any of my porn money on was I was like doing like college classes while in high school.
Yep.
I failed one of them, so they made me pay for it. And I almost didn't graduate if I didn't pay it. So I was like, all right, let me go shoot a porno.
There you go. Listen, that also sounds like another porn scenario.
Yeah.
If you could have a superpower just for sex, what would it be?
I think I would like make men be able to last as long as I want, I'm honestly like a type of girl, I could fuck for hours.
Yep.
And sometimes guys are not always down for that.
So like a come on command that you control.
Yeah, I'm like, I get it though, because I'm like kind of a pillow princess. I like them to do the work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't expect you to go like that for hours.
All right. So what is your most frequent post-nut clarity thought? So you've just had them come on command. What's running through your head?
Oh wait, so this is after.
Yeah, this is the post-nut. Yeah, let's assume the superpower's in effect.
Okay.
They've come.
Because I was gonna say my post-nut clarity thought would be like, I want to keep going, but I don't know. I guess I get very like, I just want to like cuddle and.
Yeah, really cozy.
Very happy. I got very happy.
Very cute.
After netting.
Do you get a lot of fans recognizing you? Has that started to happen, or you still can kind of exist anonymously?
I feel like I exist anonymously pretty well.
Yeah.
The only thing, like sometimes I've gotten recognized at like a few like raves that I've been to. But other than that, like I've gotten like weird looks, but I'll never know if it's because they know me or
they're just giving you weird looks.
Yeah.
There you go. If you could pick any celebrity to guest star in a scene with you, who would it be?
Well, Robert Pattinson. Also, I know I'm a Twilight fanatic. I know it's so cheesy, but it's just like my comfort movie.
I was telling you before this podcast, if we were talking about Twilight, that I literally have been watching the Twilight series for the first time ever in my life, like this week. So I very much understand.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with your fandom of it, but I understand it. Yeah. And I am Team Jacob. I am not Team Edward. No.
Oh,
Edward, I understand. He's going to win. Like, she clearly loves him way more.
But
why?
He's just, I don't know.
Maybe in the first one, because he was kind of like brooding and moody, but he's really wimpy by the third.
Even like Robert Pattinson looks back at Twilight and he was like, what was wrong with Edward? Like, why did Bella choose
Why did she choose him? Yeah. There you go. But he would be your choice.
He would
for
be.
A scene.
Yeah.
There you go. Would it be him as a vampire?
Yeah, that would be
just
really
like him
hot.
as Edward Cullen.
Edward Cullen, like as Edward Cullen, or even just as Robert Pattinson. Either way, I think he's very hot.
Yeah.
Also, Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad.
From Breaking Bad. Yeah, I got you.
Because I'm so obsessed with it right now. I'm like telling all my friends, watch Breaking Bad.
What season are you on?
I pretty much just finished it, and now I'm starting to watch Better Call Saul.
There you go. Yeah. It's been a number of years since I watched it, but it was a great show. For
so
sure.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, so the last one, but certainly not the least. What's the weirdest compliment that you've ever gotten in bed?
So I think like the weirdest thing that I started hearing once I got into porn was like, oh, I love how big your nipples are, you know? And I was like, what?
And then all of a sudden you have like a complex. You're like, what do you mean?
Yeah, they're like, I love your big areolas. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know if this is something women do, but I don't understand why people use the phrase areolas. Like to me, areolas is something that as soon as you drop that, especially in dirty talk, it just doesn't become dirty anymore. It just becomes like it's not a sexy word.
I know, it kind of isn't. I had this guy I was talking to for a minute, and he'd always say, he'd be like, I love your big areolas.
Yeah, guys, don't do that. Don't do that. We're both uncomfortable.
It's like a funny word.
Yeah, like you could say like, I like your nipples, but don't say like, I like your areolas.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, take note, guys.
But you know, I've come to understand it more. I'm like, okay, yeah, the big nipples are hot.
There you go, exactly. But you're calling them nipples, Rissa, which is how they should be called.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Awesome. Well, can't think of any better place to end than with that PSA message to people. But
call them nipples.
Call them nipples. But in all seriousness, I expect to see a lot more of you on the Adult Time platform in 2026, as per your request, but also just because you're killing it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Guys. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'd love to have you. Like I said, I can see 4 or 5 scenarios coming out of today's conversation. And that is why I love cold meeting people on the podcast, because I'm going to walk away with like a bunch of ideas. And that is always... That's always the start of something wicked.
I'm glad I could be helpful with that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Rissa.
Thank you.
We did it.
At first, I feel like the porn I watched was like more tame, and then slowly, like I just like would like find these videos. I'm like, what the heck is happening here?
Yeah.
This is kind of hot.